Hey everyone, welcome to day 5 of our Shelly swimsuit sew-along. We are almost done with our week. Today is a fairly short sewing day. We're going to create our front bodice casing and then our center tie. First, match up the center front bodices with right sides together along that straight raw edge. And I just put a couple pins in place. And then we're going to sew those together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I decided to baste mine before I used a stretch stitch, but you can jump right into your stretch stitch if you don't want to baste first. As tempting as it might be to use your serger for this quick seam, make sure you do not use your serger, otherwise you won't be able to create the casing. Finger press that seam allowance open, and then I went ahead and used pins to pin the seam allowance open just to make sure that I could get as close to that edge as I could. Once you've pinned that seam allowance open, go ahead and edge stitch along both sides of the seam allowance to create your casings. Remember that you'll have to thread your tie through these casings, so do be sure to get as close to the edge as you can. Next, we're going to make our tie. Fold your tie piece in half lengthwise with right sides together, and then we're going to sew that up along the long open side with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I just use a safety pin to turn the tube, but there are quicker and easier ways in the tutorial, and you're also, of course, welcome to use any sort of turning tool that you already have. Once you've sewn your tie, go ahead and turn it right side out. It always seems like there's some sort of household emergency where somebody needs me right when I'm trying to turn these tubes, turn my ties right side out. So one of the things I like to do is just put a clip wherever my safety pin is, and then that keeps it from undoing the part that I've already done. It's also handy because sometimes my hands cramp up, and so if I need to take a quick break, that lets me do it without losing any of my work. thread your tie into the casings that you made along the center front of the bodice. I just used the same safety pin to thread my tie through. Normally I would say start at the bottom, thread through, and then come down the other side. But for some reason, my top seams just seemed a little bit bulkier and my safety pin was getting stuck. So I just came down from the top for both sides. I just pinned the safety pin on 2 separate times, and that was easy enough. I don't know what it was, it just kept getting caught in that top seam, so we worked around it. Once you have it threaded, you can adjust it to make sure that you have an equal amount of length on both sides. And then you can scrunch it a little bit in the front, ruche it a little bit, and then go ahead and tie a bow. And we are all done with day 5. We will see you back tomorrow for our last sewing day, day 6. See you then.